Rob Tell on the track. Hop in the whip and I hit these switches. See that chrome suspension. Look at the car, you know who did it. I don't have to mention. They know it's Alex from Hoppos. Custom work come from Hoppos. I'm Rob Tell if I vote for anybody that gotta know. Alex stay with fresh content and he keep it coming like a slideshow. Never cut corners.
Happy Father's Day.
Feliz Día del Padre.
Feliz Día del Padre.
Feliz Día del Padre. Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day, guys.
Feliz Día del Padre a toda la gente borracha.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, what was that, a piece of meat that came out? What's up and good morning, guys? How are you? Alex here from Hoppos with another video for you guys. And today we're back, and what we're working on here is a little bit different because, well, actually no, it's not different at all. Actually, I lied. It's the same thing we were working on in the last video. And I want to kind of jump in here and update you guys. The guys have been killing it on the frame. They're actually working on it right now. The 58 Impala frame kit that we're working on for production, it is almost there. The guys are tacking away, they're bending away, they're getting all the fitment correct. Now, we ran into a few issues to where, obviously on paper and on programming, it looks great, but in real life where the metal bends, it is not working out so hot. But we're addressing those issues right now. And background noise, check. Where are we? You guys heard it, right? The whistle, the bang. It's kind of like Sasquatch. We're looking for Vic. Where's Vic? Where's he at? Where is he at? Where? Look at. Oh man, love messing with these guys here. But here we go. Let me show you guys a little update. Mike, it's like 62 degrees and you're sweating. Oh, that explains it. This will make you sweat regardless of the temperature. How's everything going? It's good? Everything's working out? So far they're getting it. They are getting most of the templates on. They got all these back sides on. They got the insides of this one on. Everything's been adjusted here. There's a few pieces that we came up short on. There's a few pieces that the angles don't line up, which all that will be corrected in the coming of everything. So pretty much what we gotta do is we gotta get everything on here laid out in real life, because sometimes real life versus computers just don't line up correctly. So that's what we're doing now. We're testing it in real life scenario, real life bending, real life fitment, and then from there we're gonna adjust what we need to adjust. So we will probably do this kit a few times, remove, take off, put on new pieces, test. So that's what the guys are working on right now. And as the guys are working on that and buttoning this up, we're also going to be working on finalizing, well, we got 1 Z-Rack, 2 Z-Rack, 3 Z-Racks, 4 Z-Racks, 5 Z-Rack. Whew, that's going to sound good. You still got all your toes? All right, you said yeah. We're also going to be working on finalizing this other Z-Rack right here, which I didn't really get a lot of filming on this because I've literally been kind of jumping in and out and also teaching one of the other guys on how to get these assembled. So that's his test, was to watch me do this one, and he assembled and welded up 4 more for us just to have ready. Actually, some of these are orders. So today we're gonna get these welded up. In the background, we're gonna have them working on the frame, and in the machine shop, the guys are gonna be busting away doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's gonna be another busy day. I'm glad today's cool because we got a lot of welding to do, so let's get it. With that being said, let's roll the time lapse.
On the track.
Guys are making amazing progress on this frame right now. They actually got a lot further than I thought in a pretty short amount of time with very little changes, so that's really good. That means our first designs and layouts are working really good. There's a few changes I've pointed out in the backside that we're going to change. I pretty much buzzed up that whole Z-rack right now in the background. That's looking good. I got to do a final few touches on it. I think I got one more weld. I got to grab some bolts, got to grab some wrenches to tighten stuff up, and we're looking good. All right, we're getting the last of the hardware on here. This is pretty much all dialed in. I actually forgot one thing though, guys. Mine is, tightening these. I actually forgot to put our tags on the cylinders. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some up real quick because I actually don't have any laying around here. But this guy is pretty much all dialed in now. Got everything all welded up. We gotta do a final cleanup, get some of this brown gas marks off and just get it all wiped up. But she's looking good. Pretty much ready to rock and roll. But we're going to kind of interrupt today because tomorrow we have a few guys that are going to kind of leave early. A few guys are going to be gone for the day because Father's Day is coming up. So what we're going to do, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 guys here that are amazing fathers. They're amazing employees, amazing workers. I call them family here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send out some of the guys right now. They're going to go get out a whole bunch of carne asada. We're going to get some propane. We're going to clean up the flat top. We're going to get some carne asada for these guys and just kind of, cook here because just to show a little appreciation for Father's Day, also show appreciation for our guys here because they absolutely freaking kill it. And I know you guys only normally see me, like as far as camera and face, but there's so many other guys that make stuff happen here that literally without them, we couldn't do what we do here. So we were very, very grateful and thankful for them. And we want to just show a little appreciation for them. So we're going to have a little lunch barbecue here real quick. So right now the guys are cleaning up the Blackstone. They're also, one of the guys are out grabbing propane and grabbing some meat. And we're going to kind of just have a little barbecue for everybody. Kind of 2 reasons. Just to show appreciation to our guys. We absolutely love them. Without them, we couldn't do what we do. Also, for all the fathers that are in here, having a little early Father's Day thing, going on for them. Also, if you guys are fathers, drop down a comment below. I'm a new father. I mean, my daughter's 3 years old, but I always love taking advice or hearing stories, from fathers. What is one thing to do as a father, and what is one thing not to do as a father? Drop your comment down below. I'm saying 2 things. I'm talking about like 2 genuine things, not like, be a good dad or, be there for your kid. I'm talking about 2 things or one thing that helped you either bond with your child, your son or your daughter, or one thing that, you thought was going to work and didn't really work. I'm genuinely on it. Like, I really want to know this just because, like I said, I'm a new father. I always will take any advice or any tricks or tips or anything like that. I mean, right now I do believe everything's going very good and very smooth and I'm very happy, but there's always room for improvement and I'm always willing to learn more. So please drop those down below. I'm generally curious to see what you guys have to say and experiences that have worked for you and experiences that haven't worked for you guys. So be that this video is pretty much dedicated to all the fathers of lowriding out there or just all the fathers in general. I just want to say fatherhood for me has been freaking absolutely amazing. And it's really funny if you ask my family, if you ask my mom, you ask my sister, you ask my dad. For years and years I said I was not going to have any kids, I was not going to get married, this and that. I didn't have the right mindset, I guess, or I just, wasn't ready at that point in life. And things changed for me, and then things changed for me very, very rapidly. And I am so grateful and so happy the way things just fell and lined up and worked. Because being a dad and being a father and also building cars and building lowriders and doing what we do here is being really interesting and trying to learn how to juggle these things. What I mean by juggling, I mean like having to try to get that perfect balance of great working ethic and great time and spending time here at the shop and making things happen, but also trying to spend enough time with my daughter and my wife and making sure that I'm a decent father. And that's always hard. Like, I feel like that's hard on dads. And I'm gonna kind of get into like a I don't want to say a touchy subject, but I'm gonna get into a subject that a lot of guys don't want to talk about. and a lot of guys don't want to open up about. But for me, I think my daughter and my wife and working here really put me in the right direction in life. Because prior to me being here and working for Hot Wheels and working here at the shop, let's just say my life wasn't the best. You know, I was, you could call it at a point, somewhat homeless, and not really making the best decisions in my life. But as I got older, you know, things changed. You know, I met my wife, I had a daughter, and things really just took a great turn for me. So for me, one thing I gotta say is I never wanted to force my daughter into liking what I liked. I never wanted to force her into anything. You know, yeah, I would love to have her here, love for her to love what I love, but at the same time, they're kids, you know? I want to let them kind of make their own path and me just guide her in the right direction, you know, without, you know, interfering too much. But with that, and with that mentality as for what I was doing and the way we were raising my daughter, it's worked out great. It's actually worked out in my favor because she just wants to be there. She just wants to be there with mom. She just wants to be there with dad. And she'll pretty much do whatever we do. So if my wife's going and getting her hair done, getting her nails done, my daughter wants to sit in that chair and just get her hair done and get her nails done too. You know, but we pretend obviously, but she has got it done a few times. But for me, on my end, what I've noticed is I incorporate her. I go, baby, grab me some tools. Can you grab me the tools? You know, and when I'm working on something or when I'm building something at the house, I just incorporate her. You know, never force it. She doesn't want to do it, then she doesn't want to do it. But I always try to incorporate her, get her in, and you know, I just let her help me. Even though, let's be honest, we know as parents it takes twice as long when you have kids do something. But that is the joy of it, man. It has been the best feeling ever. Like my daughter at like 2.5, literally could tell me the difference between a flathead screwdriver and a Phillips screwdriver. And she was also able to tighten stuff and loosen stuff. And for me, man, that was a freaking joy, a milestone in my life. I'll tell you that. Like, I literally walked out the room and I'm like, babe, like, dang, I almost want to cry because, like, I was so proud. I was so happy. Even though it's something so small, but as, like, you know, being 2.5 years old, you know, they don't know any better. They just only follow in their parents' footsteps. So that's one thing I try to do, is just really lead by example instead of really forcing anything, you know? I'm out there working, I try to incorporate her, you know, can you grab me this? Or, you know, you want to help me with this? And that's what I've learned. I've learned as a father to try to guide in the right direction, not force feed anything. They'll do what they want to do, you know, and we're just here to guide them. That's it. But that's probably one of the greatest moments for me as being a father and working on cars, is having my daughter right there alongside with me, wiping the car down, you know, tightening up screws, you know, asking, look at it, is this the right tool? And I'm like, man, that feels good. That's what I love. Vic, you're a father. How many kids you got? You got 3 kids. You got 3 kids. What's a piece of advice for either a new father or someone, just a piece of advice in general for a dad, that something you've experienced? Now, it doesn't have to be right, it doesn't have to be wrong, but something that you've experienced either to do or not to do.
Don't force them, for one thing.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, don't force them. If they want to do it, they want to do it. If not, or teach them young.
Teach them young?
Yeah.
Teach them young as in what? Anything, right? Or
get them involved in your hawk on your builds.
In your builds, in your cars.
On your cars.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be lowriders. They could be into something else.
Any type of vehicle, it could be any vehicle, any little hobby and shit in general. I don't know.
That's your piece of advice?
Yeah, well,
Start them young,
yeah.
get them involved,
yeah.
and don't force them.
Yeah.
Don't force them. Now, is there anything that you screwed up on that you wish that you didn't do?
What, like what?
You know, like something that you would change, as like now that you're older, your kids are older, something that you would change, that you would do differently.
Go to school?
You?
Yeah, I don't know.
Go to school. Stay in school. Don't be like Vic. Just kidding. Vic's a great dad. I see his kids. The kids always come to the shows with us. And it's cool to see, you know, we always try, like, if the wives and the kids want to come to the show with us, we're always willing, like, they want to come, they want to hang out with us, bring them along. You know, we're all about family. As you know, my dad is the owner here. We're all about family. So, like, I love seeing that when his wife and the kids come to the show. you know, his daughter and my daughter kind of hang out and play, you know, yeah, they do all that thing. So it's cool to see that. So there's a piece of advice from Vic. He got 3 kids. Now let's see who else we got. I'm gonna sneak up on you. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. I asked Vic already. I already answered. I'm catching off guard, but what's a question or what's a piece of advice for either a new father or a father? It could be something to do, something not to do, but to help either, you know, get your kids involved with cars or, you know, anything in general. Really just a piece of advice that could help somebody down the road.
When doing your car, measure twice and cut once. Ask any questions you might feel that's out of the box, and don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
So you're saying, let your kids know that it's okay to ask for help. Have you failed?
Have I failed?
Yeah.
Plenty of times. We still fail.
Yeah, we still.
You just don't see it on camera.
So you gotta teach them that it's okay to mess up. You can fix it.
Mess up. You can fix it, and you can also redo it.
There you go. So there's a piece of advice from Art himself. Now let's go get somebody else. Let's go. There's some answers from. There's 3 of us here. Now let me go get. We got 2 more here. There he is, Gustavo. Okay, we got Gustavo here. Gustavo, how many kids do you have?
3.
You got 3 kids. What's a good piece of advice for any father?
Communication.
Communication?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
That's it pretty much.
So it all falls down, communicate.
Communication between your kids, and you can make it.
So communication, and you can make anything happen in between there. There you go. That's a simple, but that's probably the best answer you got so far. We're gonna get Jose. Jose, piece of advice for fathers. Español.
Que ven, por ejemplo, como con sus hijos, pueden salir, en lugar de salir a tomar con sus amigos y todo eso, pueden quedarse como un domingo, salir con ellos, ir al parque, disfrutarlos, la cerveza y todo eso puede esperar luego, y así, cosas así.
¿Es todo?
Todo.
There you go. Gracias. There we go. And, ¿cuántos niños?
1.
One. Un niña, como mí. Gustavo. 3 kids. 3 kids. Vic, I think 3 kids. 2 kids. 18. You got 18 kids? 3 kids. Vic got 3 kids. Vic's still working away on the frame. Mike, how many kids do you have?
How many what?
How many kids do you have?
Kids?
Yeah.
0.
How many kids that you know of or don't know of? All right, so that's actually a good way to do this. So you're not a dad. Me, Vic, Gustavo, Jose, my dad are all dads. What's a piece of advice that you think would be helpful for a dad? Even though you're not a dad, but what's a piece of advice?
Listen, be there for your kids.
Be there for your kids?
Be as loving as you can.
Oh, look at Mike got sensitive on us. Mike got sensitive. All right, I love that. It's actually a good one. There you go.
Espérate, no. Corte.
A piece of advice.
Pues yo admiro mucho a mi papá porque siempre nos ha sacado adelante. Es un gran ejemplo para mí. Espérate.
No vas a ponerte a llorar, güey.
¿Algo más?
Pues no va. Algo nomás.
All right, thank you.
Un saludo a todos los papás de allá de Sinaloa y de todo México.
There you go. I like this video. I'm actually able to get all the guys to talk too, so it's pretty cool. So it's fun, but you're getting perspectives on guys that, you know, like myself or fathers that are either new, you know, like my dad. I mean, I'm 34. I'm 34. So you're getting perspective from like that. You're getting Gustavo. Gustavo has 3 kids. Vic has 3 kids. So you're just getting perspective. Now, none of this is, you know, advice or, you know, any of this is right or wrong in any way. You know, parenting that's one of the joys of parenting that I've at least experienced. What you hear from one person might not work for another person. What you try might not work for your kids or anything like that. But it is literally just, there is no right and wrong in this. You know, we're all figuring this out together. But that is one of the joys of seeing, you know, all the different answers on this. And I just thought it was something different for you guys to check out. You know, I know we were showing a little bit of the car stuff, a little bit of the building stuff, but just a little bit different video for you guys. And to get all the guys to actually talk on camera, that was probably the best part for me. But again, to all the dads out there, happy Father's Day. Seriously, happy Father's Day. You know, we all have our place, we all have our time, we all have our things to do. But my biggest thing was, you know, for me,
was to incorporate my daughter in as much as I could, you know, and that could be in anything, literally anything. It doesn't have to be car related, doesn't have to be lowrider related, but if I'm out going grocery shopping, which I do a lot, I take my daughter along with me. And what we do is I go, what should we eat tonight, babe? And she goes, watermelon or strawberries, or, you know, I say, you know, what kind of vegetables do you want? She'd be like, broccoli. She's one of the very few kids that actually loves broccoli, which is weird, and avocados. But that's what I do. I try to just incorporate them, you know? So, and I feel like in my mind, the way I'm taking this and the route I'm going with parenting, I feel like that's going to try to open up a line of communication down the road to where we're able to communicate openly and talk, you know, about any issues, because, you know, that's a big thing. You know, like Gustavo said, communication's a big key in just being a father. So that's something that I would say. Hopefully you guys liked this video. I know, again, it was really different than what we normally do. The guys are over here packing away some pallets. We actually got 2 or 3 pallets going out today. But again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Appreciate all you guys. Again, if you guys are watching this and you have not got your dad anything for Father's Day, you guys are messing up. You want to know why? Because you could go onto the website www.hopplesonline.com and order your dad exactly what he wants. And just to be 100% honest, he told me he wanted a 4-pump kit with all the upgrades. I'm just saying. But thank you guys again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We'll see you guys on the next video. Love you guys. I'm out.
Tell on the track. Hop in the whip and I hit these switches. See that chrome suspension. Look at the car, you know who did it. I don't have to mention. They know it's Alex from Hoppos. Custom work come from Hoppos. I'm Rob Taylor 504. For anybody that gotta know, Alex stay with fresh content and he keep it coming like a slideshow. Never cut corners far as I know, but he cut metal with his eyes closed. Control arms, reinforced frame, still killing the game. You see the gun smoke from Impalas with the X-frame, doing tricks like it came from the X game. Everybody gotta tune in for the next thing.